Charleston Stage presents a new Broadway hit comedy called Chicken and Biscuits, and it's coming here to the Dock Street Theater on January 24th to February 11th. Today, I talk one-on-one with the director of this comedy, Crystin Gilmore, and cast member Henry Clay Middleton for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Crystin Gilmore and Henry Clay Middleton, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
So nice to have you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You know, I'm bringing you on Quintin's Close-Ups because obviously you all are a significant part of the comedy that's coming here to the Dock Street Theater, which is presented by Charleston Stage. And there's a Broadway hit new comedy called Chicken and Biscuits. And it will happen here at the Dock Street Theater from January 24th to February 11th. And I know, Henry, you are a cast member for Chicken and Biscuits, as you will play Reginald Mabry, the charismatic force in Chicken and Biscuits. And Christian, of course, you're the director of this comedy. First, let me ask you, who are Henry Clay Middleton and Crystin Gilmore?
Would you like to go first, Mr. Middleton?
Well, just a local Charlestonian that has been blessed enough to have the opportunity to do stage theater and stuff like that. That's all. Just me. Yeah, I'm a local guy. Been here all my life. Yes. And I just love theater.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's it.
Yeah. I describe myself as a child of a preacher and an educator. I have Southern roots from the outskirts of Memphis, Tennessee. And my mother says I started acting out of the womb. And directing has become a new passion of mine.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And by the way, I love Tennessee. You know, I always go to Nashville a lot. But let me ask you, what is the biggest difference about directing today?
You mean it as far as in the past days?
Oh, take me back to when you started to write now. What is the biggest difference about directing plays and movies and whatnot?
Oh, directing is very different, but very new to me. So I am an actor by choice, by trade, by years. I've got 2 decades under my belt when it comes to the stage. My directing is very new. This is my 3rd show that I've gotten an opportunity to direct.
Wow.
So my feet are just starting to get wet.
Wow.
So I can't really tell you from that perspective of the shoes that I've been in, but I can tell you that what directing has been like on the other side of the table as an actor. I haven't had many opportunities to work with people who look like me, especially women. And so it's been a pleasure to be a woman on the other side of the table, getting to get people who look like me jobs.
Yes.
And that is a gift from Charleston Stage Company and many other companies who say, hey, there are stories that need to be told by people who look like those people. So I'm grateful for that.
Why Chicken and Biscuits? Why Charleston?
Great question. Mary Beth Clark, who's the artistic director here, she decided on the season, as well as the board members and some other employees with Charleston Stage. And she said one of the reasons why she loved and chose Chicken and Biscuits is because it was a play about a black family that's comedy. I call it a dramedy. I think it has drama and comedy, but it's not one of those shows that talks about race in a way that makes you want to climb in your skin, that takes you back to an antebellum period of life, or because we know Charleston has its roots, where suddenly you feel that mournful side that connects to slavery or hurt or pain when it comes to being just black. This is a play about a black family that experiences life the way everybody else does. So I really think that that's why she wanted to lean into that. And the truth is, there aren't that many productions that are written that way.
Mr. Henry, let me ask you, when you look at, obviously, Chicken and Biscuits from your perspective as an actor, where does it take you?
You mean in terms of artistically? Or?
Yeah, and growing up here.
Well, it just gives me an opportunity to show or tell a different story. That's all. That's what it takes me. To kind of piggyback on what Christian was saying, we've had enough black trauma in shows. I mean, it's good. It has its place. Sure. But we laugh at each other, too. You know, we do silly things, just like everybody else. And we experience life the same way as others. So it's just giving me a chance to play a role, even though it's a preacher. It just gives me a chance to show a different side of an African-American preacher who's both funny, kind-hearted, a little silly, but still the head of his family.
Wow. And I know that obviously the comedy's coming up here in a few days, but let me ask you, Mr. Henry, what more have you learned about an African-American preacher by playing an African-American preacher?
Well, nothing. Because the only thing I know about a preacher is when I see them preach,
Right.
and when I see a pastor a church. So I hadn't learned anything new about that. It's just an opportunity to maybe pull together all of the hundreds of preachers and sermons that I've seen all in my life and kind of mash all that together into this character.
So what do you think would be the ideal sermon for Chicken and Biscuits?
The ideal sermon for Chicken and Biscuits. You just have to come and see.
I like that response.
You gotta come and see the ideal sermon.
Absolutely. And this might be a little silly question, but what's the chicken and what are the biscuits when it comes to this comedy?
To me, it's like saying in life you have the meat and potatoes,
Yes.
if we're talking about representation. But literally, Chicken and Biscuits was the patriarch who passed away. His meal that he thought he cooked oh so well, which was really horrible. You know how you have Thanksgiving and certain people are put on certain dishes because you know they're going to be delicious. His was not the one that was welcomed. But he was loved so much that they wouldn't deny him.
Wow.
Yeah. So it really is about love and family.
Family. And talk to me about this family. What's so unique about them in this play?
They are characters that you have seen before in humans that you know very well.
Yes.
There's the sister who is loud and obnoxious and says whatever she wants and does not care. There's the other sister who is a little hoity-toity and holds herself in very high esteem, and this is how you behave when you're this way in the world, when you're a first lady. And then there's the father figure that usually in a lot of black families gets forgotten. But he's the one who is the glue and ties everything together, and there's something about having a head of a household that represents not only in the family but also in the church.
Yes.
And then the children and the secrets that come out and all of that good stuff that really we all can relate to when it comes to a funeral.
Right.
Yeah.
How are you not being forgotten in this particular comedy, Mr. Henry?
How am I not being forgotten?
Yes, sir.
Just my very presence. I'm there. And it's a bit of a patriarchy, I guess I'm pronouncing it right. There's the head of the household, the husband, and he's the pastor, the new pastor of the church now, since this is all about the pastor of the church passing away. He's the new pastor. I don't know. You just gotta come see it.
See it.
I don't, I have nothing to add to that.
And I know, Ms. Crystal, you in the press release it says, "What's a black funeral without a soul? Is with a voice only Jesus could love. A eulogy long enough to merit a nap. Funeral attire to fit for a night out at the club, and enough laughter to fill every pew." So, what is something else that people really don't know when it comes to a black funeral?
Oh, they could be an array of things. A black funeral could be a quiet experience of mourning and allowing your other family members to pass with ease. And a black funeral can almost be a party.
Yes.
A black funeral can have people, we all know the ones who can't sing. There's a certain member of the choir here who does not know that her voice is one that only Jesus could love. So when you go to a black funeral, we're always taught that it's a celebration. And it's a celebration of life because there's no more mourning, no more pain here on earth. You're transitioning. So that's what it's supposed to be. And we eventually get there. After we cross a whole bunch of hurdles and tread through some mud and welcome ourselves to some secrets that we may not have known prior.
And I know I don't want to give away too many things in this particular comedy. Well, what some of those hurdles will people see in this particular comedy?
Secrets of new family members, possibly. Acceptance of loving family members that you once thought didn't deserve it. And a father, a patriarch, a pastor who is all about not covering up your shame, your blame, or your guilt, letting that stuff go so you can really release it and walk into the joy of life.
What she said. Yeah, what she said. Yeah.
How do you, Mr. Henry, walk into joy with this character that you're playing right now?
Well, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's written in a way that just allows me to have fun.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the audience will enjoy it because not only me, but we're having a ball up there, you know, and that's the most important thing. So I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing that role,
Yes.
and I enjoyed the fact that I'm having so much fun doing it. So yeah, it's just a whole lot of fun.
A whole lot of fun. And you talk about the audience, so how can we actually purchase tickets for this particular comedy?
Great question. You can go to www.charlestonstage.com. January 24th is our Pay What You Can night. You can order tickets, purchase tickets online at midnight, and we hope to fill up these seats. It's one of those shows that you want to see once, twice, 3 times.
3 times.
So bring your family and your friends if you want laughter and love and family. You know why? The world is hard right now, and everybody's looking for a release.
Yes.
And we have that here.
Yeah. In fact, the press release goes on to say this: the Jenkins are the first family of the African American church who believe in God, in Jesus, and family, and keeping skeletons and relatives in the closet. So, what's their secret to keeping skeletons and the relatives in the closet?
I think we all have that secret, don't you?
And,
That's the
and they
thing
seem
you
to come
relate
out,
to.
and a lot of times these things come out
Yes, they do.
during a funeral.
Yes.
You know, lots of things happen during the funeral. And I think that people are going to see this, they're going to look and say, I've seen that happen.
Yes.
I know that happens. I've heard of that happening. So there's nothing that's not unreal up there, you know, and that's the comedy of it all. And even though it is funny, and,
Yes.
and I talk about this a lot, comedy is really a funny way of being serious. And so as funny as this is,
Yes, sir.
there's some serious themes,
Yeah.
acceptance, those kind of things, love,
Yes.
you know,
Forgiveness.
forgiveness, yes. So that just makes it that much more enjoyable.
Enjoyable. Wow. What do you want people to walk away when they come and see Chicken and Biscuits?
Exactly what Clay just said. That final line, I think you hit the nail on the head. That life is full of challenges. Some come out at the most inopportune times.
Right.
But with that, if you have a little less judgment, more love, lots of forgiveness, you can conquer anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really amazing. Well, Crystin Gilmore and Henry Clay Middleton, thank you so much for your time. And again, welcome to Quintin's Close Ups.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.